Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of That's Bonkers, Bruh, where we talk about the strange and unusual, the interesting, and anything downright bonkers. I'm your host, Mitch.
And I'm Kelsey.
And we're going to get right into it.
Yes, we are.
We've got an exciting new episode after a little hiatus, but we're going to talk about lightning strikes.
Yep, a little summer hiatus, and we're back at it.
Yeah.
So we're talking about lightning strikes and lightning strike survivors. And I thought about doing this episode because, well, my grandpa's been hit by lightning twice in his life. He's still alive. He's 93. He kind of hit, I don't know the details. I can't remember the details, but he was hit indirectly, like hit something and then went through that and hit him. He's also seen a UFO. So lived a crazy life. And I said, you know what? Let's do an episode on lightning strikes and lightning strike survivors.
I want to see a UFO.
I kind of do, but I'm also really afraid of aliens, like way more afraid of aliens than of anything else. Like, I'd much rather have a ghostly encounter than an alien encounter.
I guess that's fair.
They really scare me.
Yeah, aliens are... we just don't know anything, right?
Yeah. I don't want to be abducted into their spaceship against my will, but we do need to do a episode on aliens and UFOs. We have yet to do that. So,
well, it's so broad. Right?
It is really broad.
I don't want to get into it now, but there's just so much that you could cover when it comes. There's so much, but no information that is niched when it comes to UFOs. I feel like.
Yeah, I can see that, but I did come across a alien encounter story the other day, and I saved it because I want to cover it in the future.
Oh, okay.
So we'll save that for a later date. But one thing I will say about lightning is we live in the South, and the South has the craziest lightning storms that I was not prepared for when we first moved here, coming from Utah. It hardly ever rains and thunders there, and if it does, it's pretty mild. We're out here, it's a frequent thing that'll just rumbles your windows, will wake you up out of a dead sleep, is super bright and crazy. If you know, you know. It is just insane out here. And the rain in the summer, it rains super hard, but it's still warm. The rain doesn't even cool it off. And every time it rains super hard in the summer, I want to go out and play in it, but I don't want to get struck by lightning.
Yeah, that's probably, well, okay. I guess there's a couple of things to cover in that little synopsis that you gave. So typically people aren't struck directly by lightning. It's they're struck because they're in proximity to where the strike happened. At least that's what I saw when I was doing research, is it was someone that got electrocuted because they were technically undercover, there was a cover over their head. No, one of the ones, I'll get to it in a minute, but it was she was under an awning type of thing, but there was a flagpole nearby, and the flagpole actually got struck, and it went in her left hand and out her right foot or something crazy like that.
That'll do it.
But I did read that 90% of people that are struck, whatever you want to call it, by lightning actually do survive.
Yeah, I have a statistic over here as well that 20 to 50 people in the U.S. are killed each year from lightning, but around 400 are struck.
Oh my God, 400's a lot.
That seems like a lot, right?
So... speaking of the South, though, you said there's crazy thunderstorms here. Where do you think where in the United States do you think is the lightning capital?
Is it Texas?
Nope, but close.
I don't know.
It's Florida.
Is it?
Yeah, Florida, and actually they went as far down and said Tampa, Florida.
Oh,
actually has the most lightning strikes.
So if the alligators don't get you,
or the hurricanes,
or the crazy
Floridians,
yeah, then it's gonna be the lightning. Why would you ever want to live there? It's so crazy.
Yeah,
no offense, Florida, but it just, I would not want to live there. It's too hot. It's too humid.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
There's also big ass snakes that are just out and about. They have cougars. It's a crazy place.
Yeah. Yeah, so it says that with an average, so they experience more lightning strikes per square mile than any other state, with an average of 1.2 million strikes annually.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think Tampa, I think it more so goes into just the climate more than anything. It's a peninsula, so there's surrounding waters. It kind of the sea breeze converges with the Atlantic breeze converges with the Gulf of Mexico streams, and it creates just this crazy hot spot. So Tampa itself experiences an average of 80 thunderstorm days per year.
Wow.
Excuse me, 85. Did I say 80? I think it said 80. 85 average thunderstorms per year.
Wow.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about that is that's not even the lightning capital of the world.
Where's the lightning capital of the world, Mitch? Hit us with it.
Let me enlighten you.
Please
it's
do.
Actually, I'm probably going to butcher this. It's in Venezuela.
Oh.
It's called Catatumbo. I don't know. Anyways, so basically this place in Venezuela is near the Catatumbo River, which flows into a lake. It's this crazy inlet, actually. So I looked at it on a picture. And so just think of like the land has created a lake, but then there's this, I can't remember what the terminology is. The land almost touches, but there's a river that's coming into a lake. And so it's not completely closed off and technically open to a part of the Gulf of Mexico. Mm-hmm. And it says here that, let's see, it's the same thing, like the convergence of the weather, the way that things are kind of put together. It's like, the
people can't see your hand.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The way the lake's being put together. And so they see the highest density of lightning in the world at 250 per kilometer squared, and they have 140 to 160 nights a year, 9 hours per day, with lightning flashes from 16 to 40 times per minute.
Wow. That like give you an epileptic seizure.
It would. That's exactly what I was thinking. Is just like constantly, like, because 16 to 40 a minute, that's like, I mean, if it's 40 a minute, that's more than, or almost 1 per second.
That's bonkers.
Just all over. It's crazy. So anyways, they think that the cause of it, again, they did like this giant research project in 1991 that suggests the phenomenon occurred due to the cold and warm currents, blah, 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 whatever. You've already heard all that stuff from me. Yeah. But it also goes into the methane and oil deposits that are within the swamps in the surrounding area. And they think that that's like a bit of a conductor, if you will, causing it to all happen. They've gone as far as to say that they're able to a certain extent, they're able to actually, oh my gosh, why can't I find my words?
Because we're new at this, evidently.
Predict. They can actually have a prediction of about how severe the year is going to be in this local area. It strikes all the time, and so there's uranium beds in the bedrock, and I mean, they have, high seasons, low seasons, all that type of stuff, but I mean, the long and short of it is just this place sounds absolutely wild. If it's 160, for instance, that's almost every other day.
Yeah, that would be aggravating.
For 9 hours.
That would be really annoying.
That's crazy to me.
You got to hope that you don't have a dog that's afraid of thunder.
Oh, my word.
That would be a nightmare.
Well, they would have to just be, what do they call it? Like born in blood, basically.
Yeah.
It's like from a puppy age, they don't have a choice to be afraid of thunder.
Right. When we first moved here, our dog was afraid of the thunder, and it was terrible. We never slept when there was a thunderstorm. She would shake and shiver all night and scratch you and whine. And now this dog we have currently, he's too dumb to care or know what's going on. There's not a thought between his eyes. So that works out good for us.
Yeah. Now is a lot better. Obviously, Shorty was great. But yeah, we had the thunder vest on her. We would try to drug her to get her to calm down, and she would shake. To no avail. She would shake so violently, it was like our bed was vibrating, because she would lean up against the footboard and shake the whole damn bed.
Facts.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was really sad.
It was very sad.
But anyway, should I get into my story?
Yeah, tell us some stories. I got a couple small things, but we can get to that later. It's probably nothing as exciting as what you've got.
Well, I appreciate that intro, Mitch. You set us up. Set us up for success. All right, so this first guy, his name is Scott Knudsen, and this happened in 2005. And I can't fit my glasses on with these headphones, so hopefully I can read all this. Ha! Old eyes. All right, so he lived on a farm, Scott, And they were outside on this farm. He said it wasn't raining and there were hardly any clouds. There was a storm about 10 to 15 miles away. Then we heard the loudest bang and saw the brightest light. It took a while for me to realize anything. All I saw was a bright light and a loud noise. When I could almost process the thought, I was first concerned about my family and the ranch animals. It was my daughter's first birthday and we were at the barn. I was holding her in my left arm and my wife was on my right side. The lightning went in front of my wife, hurting her ears and eyes. It went in my head and out my hand, the same arm I was holding my baby in. It hit the ground, raising the water pipes in the backyard more than 300 yards away, by the way, and blowing out the electricity. It was incredible. When we could talk, we couldn't believe what just happened. It was like a dream, a bad dream. Once we made it to the house, about 400 yards from the barn, I tried to dial the hospital. My computer was next to the phone, and I was trying to dial the landline from my keyboard. The goal was to get help as soon as we realized what happened. I didn't want to be a negative statistic. I wanted to survive. We were in the ER most of the night. We were blessed that our daughter was fine, not a bruise. My wife did get better. I had to learn to read and write again, he says. He also says that it took him quite a while until he could work again. He had to take quite some time off work. He had to learn to drive again, to read again, but it taught him a lot about the importance of being positive and having a positive outlook on life and looking for the positive in each day. Like, for example, he talked about like spending more time with his family. Now he says when he's out riding his horse, he really pays attention to the horse's body language because he says they can kind of sense when the lightning is getting closer and they kind of act weird and spooked, and horses get spooked real easily anyway. So he says he kind of takes that as a cue and a sign and tries to pay attention to that and doesn't want to risk it anymore, which I don't blame him because that can really mess you up.
Well, I feel like there's something about like animals' intuition when it comes to storms. They're not able to just be like, oh, I'm just going to go inside and ride this thing out. They have to understand that they need to seek some sort of cover.
Yeah, especially horses. I feel like they're smart. I was looking at pictures online of like the aftermath, the scars and stuff when people get struck by lightning, and some of them are pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of see
you can see like the lightning bolt type of things.
Yeah. I feel like you should have superhero powers after that happens.
Yeah.
That would be a kind of a cool story to tell.
It's like, yeah.
I mean, I don't want it to happen. Not cool enough that I want it to happen, but I'm just saying.
No, not at all.
Actually, that reminds me, this is random, but when we were at the mall today, there was a lady in there that had one leg and she was on crutches. We were in a shoe store, oddly enough, and she just tried to only buy one shoe, but that's irrelevant. But Zeke said, our son said, did you see that lady with the one leg? She looks so cool. So he said to me, and I was like, does she? Yeah, I guess that's cool. He's like, I'm like, what do you mean? Like what's so cool about it? He's like, that's just like ultimate bragging rights. Like, if I just think people missing a limb are so cool. That's what he said.
He's just like, look how metal she is.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, that's a great attitude to have about it, I suppose, but just took me off guard. It was so random. And then, yeah, kind of awkward that you have to like buy both shoes, but you only need one.
Yeah, that's a tough situation.
Yeah, I was trying to listen. They were like checking out at the same time as us. And they were like, she only needs one. And they were like, well, it's policy that like you have to take both, I think is what they were saying. Yeah. I don't know. It was a whole thing. Anyway, do you want me to do my next story?
Yeah, go for it.
Now that I've gotten way off base. Okay. So this next guy, his name's Minko Nikolov. This happened in August of 2019. And he says that when this happened to him, he literally thought he had been shot with a gun because it was that loud and painful and discombobulating. So anyway, Minko says he was about halfway up the trail around 2:30. I passed 2 climbing rangers. We stopped to chat, and one of them warned me that there was another cloudburst on the radar about an hour away. In retrospect, I should have turned around then, but I was still below the tree line, and my destination was less than a mile away. After 7 years in the Rockies, I had learned that there's a certain regularity to summer storms and had grown comfortable with taking shelter under large boulders or below tree line until they passed. At the lake, the trees opened up, revealing views of Prow Lake, Hallett Peak, and the Continental Divide. The rangers had been right. Clouds were building on the western horizon. Normally, I would have pushed through, but I needed to get home and pack for a weekend trip to celebrate my mom's 61st birthday. I didn't want to be late. This isn't worth it, I thought. Looking at the incoming front, I'll just hike down. I had been descending for about 10 minutes when it started to drizzle. I stopped to pull out my rain jacket. That's where my memory goes blank. When I regained consciousness, I lifted my head and I could feel blood oozing down my face. What happened? Why am I in the national park? Then I felt the pain flood in. It was a burning sensation more intense than anything I'd felt before. I thought my leg had been severed and that my arm had been broken or shot. I wanted to move but couldn't. My muscles felt fused together and any stretching of my skin caused searing pain. I was surprised to see that my leg was indeed intact and that it was steaming. And I smelled burning flesh. That would be wild, to look down and your leg literally has steam coming off of it.
Yeah.
Just like a freaking baked chicken.
Good grief.
I know. Don't move, I heard voices up the trail. It was 2 hikers, a man and a woman. You've been struck by lightning. So that's what happened, I remember thinking, eerily detached. I wonder if I'm going to make it. Later, I found out that lightning struck the aluminum frame of my backpack and entered my body through my left shoulder. It exited through my left big toe, missing my heart by inches and burning 30% of my body. The blood came from facial wounds, an injured eardrum, and my jawbone, which had cracked when my head hit the ground. The hikers called 911. They asked me questions, and after a while, details started floating back. The time of year, my itinerary that morning, my name. While we waited for rescuers, I asked the hikers to turn me into a more comfortable position. Afraid that I was somehow still sizzling with the electricity, which is possible, I guess, so he says. I don't know if this is really possible, but they wouldn't touch me. I begged them for help, but they refused. Aside from feeling helpless, I don't recall much emotion going through my head. The pain was so bad, I figured I'd be a goner before help arrived. I thought of my family and felt vaguely sad that my mother would learn about my death so close to her birthday, but mostly I felt calm. But he did in fact make it. They airlifted him to the ER where the doctors discovered a good chunk of his left deltoid was blackened dead tissue. They had to remove 50% of it, and that was the first of 6 surgeries and a total of 25 days in the hospital. But he survived and he made a full recovery.
That's crazy.
And has a crazy story to tell.
That is a crazy story.
Yeah, a metal frame on a backpack seems really risky.
Yeah, well,
in that situation.
We'll get into a couple of things here in a minute about how to not get struck by lightning.
That would be great.
Yeah, just as the Boy Scout within me.
Yeah, I knew that you'd be good
Prep
for this.
the people.
Prep the people, Mitch.
I just have a couple of quick things. Like I said, I gave like most of the story already, but this was Lindsay. She was actually at a theme park. She was the one that went to the large awning where it had struck the pole. She says, I was 24 years old and a mom studying to become a nurse when I was struck. I've suffered long-term issues, including chronic severe pain, swelling in my lower extremities, heart problems, severe headaches, and fatigue. I don't know what life has in store for me, but it's been 7 years and I still deal with horrendous pain and doctors have no idea how to help me.
Oh, geez. Was this the one where there was other people standing around too? Oh, no, I'm thinking of another video I watched where they were like petitioning or something in like DC, and there was a thunderstorm. They were hiding under a tree. It struck the tree and went through and got a bunch of people all around her died.
Jeez.
But she survived, but has like a whole bunch of problems like that now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think she was around because it was at like a theme park. It almost like had alluded to maybe it was like SeaWorld or something like that because she was at a shark tank and like she was trying to go in one of the buildings, but they were at max capacity, so they said she couldn't come in, which seems crazy to me.
That
it's
does. Like you're on your own,
pretty
girl.
Life-threatening situation
right.
that there's lightning and thunder all around. But anyways, so this other one, her name was Jennifer, living in Pensacola, Florida. So again, lightning capital, right? The weather was rainy, however, no thunder or lightning. My husband and 12-year-old son were outside on a covered patio when lightning and thunder finally did hit. and they quickly ran inside. My husband said the flash was bright and the thunder sounded like a cannon going off. He hurried my son and himself inside the house, only to find me at my stove with lightning running through my body and out the front of my legs. I was on the phone when the lightning entered through my left ear, traveling down my body and out the front of my legs. The lightning formed a big orb around my legs and then dissipated into the floor. The phone was shot out of my hand and into the pot on the back burner of the stove. I had discoloration on both fronts of my lower legs and bruising. However, no actual burns, only minor blistering. The phone, ironically, still works. However, the charge drains out of it very quickly. My stove continues to work. There were no burn marks found anywhere around the outside of the house. However, the garage door opener was fried. It says that it took 6 weeks to feel warmth again in my body. I am able to walk now. I'm in physical therapy 3 times a week. I have a little bit of memory loss, vision problems, hypersensitive hearing, numbness, and all over weakness, but I'm thankful to be alive.
Wow.
Yeah. I won't give the whole story here. It's kind of long, but I mean, she had seizures for like 30 minutes after that were lasting, or they started approximately 30 minutes after and lasted about 3 hours just in rapid succession.
Wow.
Just like, holy crap.
I wonder if getting struck by lightning would cure any problems. Like you have severe depression and then just like shocks.
Electroshock
it's
therapy.
Like electroshock therapy and just like shocks it out of you. And you're like, I have seizures, but my depression is gone.
Cured. Well, in case you want to know how to not get struck by lightning, here's a handful of things.
I would like to know that, actually.
So for starters, monitor the weather. I think that goes without saying. But, before going outdoors to do anything like that, make sure that the thunderstorms are not planned in the near future. One thing that I did find that was interesting is there's I think they call it a 60-second lag between a flash of lightning and thunder. If it's inside of 60 seconds, lightning is close enough to hit you. And it goes on even further to say if you hear thunder at all, even a remote rumble in the distance, lightning is close enough.
Well, yeah, I think that was what I was saying.
Well, even just a slight thunder in the background kind of just seems crazy because they can travel just miles and miles.
Well, that's why when you're at the swimming pool and they hear thunder, you have to get out for 30 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, head indoors, obviously, and then part of doing that is making sure that you are avoiding tall objects. So they say, like, if you're outdoors, for instance, like, don't go stand under utility poles or trees or anything like that. You want to actually find low spots or depressions and hang and crouch down to minimize your height and minimize contact to the ground. Do not lie flat, as the ground current can be deadly even far from a strike. So don't lay flat. It's good to actually have the rubber soles because the rubber's not a conductor.
Right.
Stay away from water. Avoid metal objects. Aluminum backpacks may be your demise. Spread out. Actually, you don't want to huddle in groups.
I have heard that, yeah.
If you're outdoors. And then, I mean, if you're on a boat, obviously get to the shore as fast as possible. If you can't, they do say to drop an anchor, but stay away from the radio and all that type of stuff. So, I mean, if you see clouds that are that dark in the distance, you should probably just get the hell off the lake. But
yeah, I feel like after all this research, I'm going to be more freaked out about lightning than I've been in the past. It's a little alarming.
Yeah. I mean, the types of numbers that are coming through.
Yeah, and it gets really loud here.
Yeah.
Like crazy loud. Apparently, you're not even safe in your own home because it can go through like cords. There was a girl that was on her phone. Her phone was plugged into the wall, and she got shocked that way.
Great segue. Avoid using corded phones or chargers.
Oh, wow. We did not plan that.
Did not.
Me and Mitch are just
perfect plan.
We're in tune.
Yeah, avoid any electrical equipment. Avoid water because even taking a bath or showers, lightning can travel through your plumbing.
Oh my gosh. You're just like, sorry, I can't shower because like sometimes that doesn't work. You got to shower.
Yeah, I mean,
to go to work or whatever.
They usually don't last 9 hours like in Venezuela. So
no, I know,
I think you kind of got to wait it out. But it even says don't lie on concrete floors or lean against concrete walls because these surfaces can actually have the metal rebar rods in there that will be a conductor. And then, I mean, it says if you do need to go outside, it's recommended that you wait at least 30 minutes after the last sound of thunder or flash of lightning before resuming outdoor activities.
Alrighty then, I'll take all that into great consideration.
I mean, it only makes sense. Safety first.
Yeah. Thank you, Eagle Scout Mitch.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you.
It's been a long time, but I still got it.
All right. Well, I think that's all I have.
That's all I've got. I mean, we could probably find stories all day long. It was quite fascinating, actually, to look
really
things up. Just like the little ones. Is like, who would have thought that just being on the phone, you had lightning go through your ear and out your legs?
Yeah. New fear unlocked.
I mean, hiking, I can see how the hiking one would be problematic. He tried to get out of there, understanding the weather and everything like that. But it also shows that you don't even have to necessarily hear or see anything, and your ass is on your back thinking you got shot.
Yeah, that would be wild. There was a girl on TikTok, like a pretty big TikTok video, that this girl was talking about how she was in a lake in South Carolina and a bunch of people got shocked, and she was like telling the story about how crazy it was, and she wasn't like severely injured or anything, but was talking about how it would just went like pure white, like you couldn't even see anything. It was just like a second of pure white.
That's so scary.
And a bunch of people got shocked. I would not go to any South Carolina lakes because I continue to hear about brain eating amoebas. No, Mitch, it is a thing. I know.
I laugh because I've just heard this story a few times.
Brain eating amoebas is a thing.
I've heard.
And it happens like at least like one a year. They act like it's so rare, but there's like one a year. And I don't love those statistics because there's no way for you to survive it, and it's always like a little kid because they jump in the water. So my kids will not be swimming in any nasty ass lakes around here.
Yeah, I mean,
so on that note,
pick your battles,
have a great day. And stay safe, I guess, next time that it's lightning and thundering. Heed our warning.
Take cover.
And tell your friends about us. Not about the lightning.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the lightning. Maybe spread the awareness.
Make the recommendation. Say, hey, I heard some crazy shit about lightning strikes. You should probably heed the advice of that's bonkers, bruh. A very reputable
source. Yeah.
Source.
We're a very reputable source of information. So, thanks for listening.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.